El-Fatiha me'as salavat. Allahümme salli ala Muhammed. Euzubillahimineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yüce Rabbimize Esselamu Aleyküm ve Rahmetullah ve Berekatühü. Thanks endless time to Almighty Allah that Allah give an opportunity to me to speak to you as a teacher of Tasawwuf. It's mean Islam in the Quran. It's mean the lifestyle our Prophet Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and his Sahaba. They are lived many years ago, 14 centuries ago, and they live a kind of life. Their life is Tasawwuf. Tasawwuf means to live Islam. What kind of Islam? Islam in the Quran. Not today's temporary, contemporary Islam. The lesson for today, code number is 8.6. To be slave of Allah. At the previous lessons, I told about you how to be servant of Allah. In Arabic means is abd of Allah. But today's I would like to explain you beyond of it. Beyond of to be servant of Allah, to be abd of Allah. As you know, relationship between us and our Almighty Allah consists of 28 stages. Every time I would like to talk about them to you because you must not forget those stages or steps. This is the skeleton of the Islam. This is the status of Islam. This is the realities of Islam. And after 14 centuries, all of them has been forgotten. Whenever you ask anyone, how many stages there are, you cannot take any answer from people. My dear friends, at the first stage, at the first step, we are living among the incidents. All of human beings can be done it. All of the human being does it. And at the second stage, we start to think about the incidents. What kind of incidents occur around us, and what is the effect of them to us, and what is the result of it, and we start to compare to each other and to make decision. This decision is the most important things of all our life. Because to go to hell or to go to the paradise, divide to each other, from each other at that stage. If we make decision to send our spirit to Allah, if we would like to send our spirit to Allah, this is our salvation. My dear friends, at the second stage, we start to compare the incidents and to think about them, what will be the results of them. At the end of this kind of thinking, we must make a decision. It's very important things. If we would like to send our spirit to Allah, from that moment on, we are in the boundary, inside of the boundary of salvation. We are going to Jannah, to the paradise, to the heaven. This is the things. After that, Allah sees, hears, and knows our decision. This is the fourth stage. And Allah starts send us the rahmat particles when we make zikr. This is the Allah's business. At the fifth stage, Allah takes a sacred curtain between us and our murshid. Now, you know your murshid. Murshid is a guide to lead our spirit to Allah. My dear friends, after that, Allah at the sixth stage take from our ears wakra, a kind of obstacle, prevent hearing. What kind of things connected with the guidance? connected with the irshad. And at the seventh stage, Allah will take from our soul's heart a kinnet, a kind of hind, a kind of obstacle who prevent deeply understanding, and put its place in other things. This is the ihbat, to provide deeply understanding. The ikinnet and the ihbat are divine computer system of the universe, of the Allah. And so that we become Aminu. Who is Aminu? Who want to send spirit to Allah? This man is not only believe in Allah, but at the same time he would like to send his spirit or her spirit to Allah. This is the seventh stage of the relationship between Allah and us. After that, at the eighth stage, Allah arrive at our soul's heart. At the eighth stage, Allah turn the door of Allah, the door of goodness of our soul's heart, turn to Allah, from the downside to upside. At the eighth stage, at the 10th stage, Allah to open away a route, a path from our chest to our soul's heart. This is a path, this is a way for the glories of Allah, Rahmat, Fazl and Salawat. Three kinds of glories of Allah. The English term Rahmat is mercy, Fazl is the Salawat is blessing, and Fazl is virtue. So, at this stage, Allah open a way from our chest to our soul's heart. At the 11th stage, we start to make zikr. We say Allah, 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 and from that moment on, we use the code of Allah, the name of Allah, every time, whenever you use it, every time, certainly cause to send Allah Rahmat and Fazl through our chest. But at that situation, Rahmat and Fazl and mercy and virtues comes to our chest, and they follow the way open from chest to our soul's heart, and they are arriving at our soul's heart. But there is a surprise here for them, because our hearts, our soul's heart's door is sealed with a seal. So it's closed. The glories don't enter our soul's heart. But the mercy particles make some leaking inside of the soul's heart, and this is the starting of khushu. Whenever 2% rahmat accumulation is finished inside of our soul's heart, this is the khushu situation. Khushu, reverence, is a kind of feeling that whenever we think Allah, at that moment our hairs on the skins goes up. And we feel reverence, khushu. This is the 12th stage. And after we perform a kind of namaz, salat, to ask from Allah who is our guidance, who is our guide, our murshid. Then at that night, when we see the dream, at our dream Allah shows us who is our murshid. After seeing our murshid, we have to go there and to kiss his hand and to make repentance in front of him, before him, and so that our spirit leave us, and to be on Sırat-ı Müstakim. Sırat-ı Müstakim, a way, a path, a route from this world, from our world, to the Allah. And at the 14, we are at 14th stage. After that, we start to make zikr. And whenever we make zikr, Allah sent two kinds of nur and more two kinds of nur, glories. First part consists of rahmat and fazl, mercy and virtues. Second part consists of rahmat and salawat, mercy and blessings. And two parts of glories comes from Allah to our chest, and they follow the way who open Allah from our chest to our soul's heart. They arrive at our soul's heart. And the door of the soul's heart is open. Why? Whenever we arrive at Allah, Allah opens our soul's heart seal. Allah take out the word of kufr, the word of curse inside of soul's heart, and Allah put inside of our soul's heart the word of belief, faith. Iman, this is Arabic word, Iman. Iman and kufr, opposite of each other. All of the human beings' heart, there is one word, one of them, but certainly there is the word of kufr or word of Iman. And so that there is Allah right inside of our soul's heart a word, Iman. From that moment on, if we make zikr, rahmat and fazl, rahmat and salawat will come from the side of Allah and come to our chest, follow the way to our soul's heart, and the push the door of Allah inside of our soul's heart, and the seal, the door of the Allah go down and cover the locked the door of shaitan. Three kinds of glories: mercy, virtue, and blessing. Three kinds of energy, and make pressure over the door, over the Allah's doors, and the doors stay there on the satanic door, and the door stay there because the darkness power is not enough to push up that door, because three kinds of energy is power, every time more than darkness power. And the word of Iman, the word of belief, has an attractivity, and this attractivity attract the fazl, the virtues, around it, and the accumulation of fazl, accumulation of virtues, has started. From now on, the amount of virtue inside of our soul's heart around the Iman word has started. 1%, 2%, whenever 7% of the accumulation completed, at that point, this is the first situation of our cleaning inside of our soul's heart. Its name, Nefse Emmare. 7% nurs provide this level, 7% cleanings. And whenever we arrive at our murshid or spirit left us and went to the Sirat al-Mustaqim. It is, our spirit is on the way of Allah. Our spirit left us and went to the Sirat al-Mustaqim. Now, it is over the Sirat al-Mustaqim, on the Sirat al-Mustaqim, on the way of Allah. And whenever we provide 7% nur, 7% fazl accumulation inside of our soul's heart, in that case, our spirit arrive at first flat of the heavens. And this is the first victories of us. We conquered the first flat of the heaven. And after that, whenever we make second time 7% of nur accumulation inside of our soul's heart, in that case we are nefsi lewame. Nefsi emare situation is 100% our soul's orders badness. But when arrive at the first stage of the first flat of the heavens, at that moment 7% of fazl accumulation. In that case, 7% of our souls start to obey Allah's order and don't violate Allah's restriction. And this is the beginning level, the first level of the inside situation of our soul's heart. And the second 7%, we become a nefsi lewame. We claim our souls. We claim our soul because soul's calamities, we know in spite of our intent to make goodness, we make sometimes badness. And if we are going on to make zikr, and zikr is provide third time 7% fazl inside of our soul's heart, and this is the third stage of accumulation. This is the inspiration stage. Inspiration stage of the from Allah. We take inspiration from Allah. And our souls at the nefsi lewame to the second flat of the heavens, and at the nefsi milhime to take inspiration from Allah, our spirit arrive at the third flat of the heavens. And we are going on to make more zikr, And 7% non-accumulation addition, and the result is 28% fazl accumulation inside of our soul's heart. In case we are at the nafs mutmainna, we becomes satisfied. What Allah gives us, all of them are enough for us, sufficient. We are at that position as satisfying people, one of the satisfying people. It's the fourth stage, fourth flat of the heavens for our spirit. And then Allah will consent us at fifth time 7% no accumulation, glorious accumulation. And after Allah will consent us. At the beginning we become consent of Allah, and after Allah becomes consent of us. The fifth and sixth stages of the six flats of the heavens. And then at the seventh flat, the 7 times 7% virtue accumulation. 7 times 7 is equal to 49 plus 2% mercy at the khushu level, and so that 49 plus 2 is equal to 51. 51% of nur that is inside of our soul's heart. And so that our spirit goes to the seventh flat and passing over the 7 world there and go to the Allah, arrive at Allah, and it disappeared inside of Allah. This is the wuslat, Arabic term, to arrive at Allah situation. The sainthood starts here. This is the important point for all of us. To be saint, to be one of the awliyaullah, to be waliullah. Wali is saint. Who arrive at his spirit to Allah, he is a wali. Awliya word is the plural of wali. And we start as wali our activities on the way of Allah. This is the new position for us. From now on, the goodness is more than badness inside of our soul's heart. The 51% of the calamities has gone, and its place fazl settles. Fazls occupied invite their places, and the orders comes from our souls from now on. The good orders, the orders returning to goodness is more than bad orders. So this is the victory of the Fazl virtues. My dear friends, my dear students, the sainthood consists of 7 posts. The first post is Beka, Fena. Fena fillah word mean whenever your spirit goes to Allah and dissipate inside of Allah, in that case your spirit is dissipate inside of Allah, to be ifna inside of Allah. This is the first post of the Walayat sainthood. After that position, Allah gives you your spirit a throne, a golden throne, at the feet of Allah, at the presence of Allah. And your spirit stay there. Beka word is Arabic term, is to stay anywhere. And your spirit stay here over the on the throne, golden throne. For its name is the Beka. And after that, your dhikr will pass more than half a day. For example, every day if you make 13 hours zikr, in that case you spend 11 hours without zikr, but 13 hours zikr is every time, every day, more than 11 times zikr, 11 hours zikr. So you are in a new position. This is the third post of the Velayat. And whenever your physical body start to obey all of the orders of Allah and don't violate all kind of restrictions of Allah, in that case you are at the fourth post of the sainthood, Velayat. This is the Muhsinler post. At that position, you become a Muhsin. Your physical body obeys all kinds of Allah's orders, and your physical body does not violate any kind of Allah's restrictions. So, at the first post of the Awliyaullah is Fena. Second, Beka. Third, Zuhd. Fourth, Muhsin. The first stage, the first post of the Awliyaullah, your surrender, your spirit to Allah. At the fourth post of the Awliya Allah, you surrender your physical body to Allah. And after that, you becomes owner of continuous zikr. Zikr daim. So, according to your heart beating, every 2 level of your heart beating, there is a voice, a voiceless voice inside of you, and he participates your heart beatings every 2 level. They said every time Allah, 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 Allah. This is the continuous zikr. This is the zikr daim. You become ulul albab. Ulul albab means the owner of continuous zikr, owner of hikmat. And this is the fifth post of the Awliyaullah. And the cleaning of your soul's heart has finished here. 100% fazl occupied your soul's heart and settle there. There aren't any darkness inside of your soul's heart. So your soul becomes a kind of spirit. Your spirit, all of the spirits obey all kind of Allah, certainly, and don't violate Allah's forbidden things, Allah's restrictions. And that position is a kind of position that your soul take same position. Your soul has inside world only fazl, only virtues. There aren't any calamities inside of your soul's heart. So your soul's heart, your soul act like your spirit. At the beginning there was opposite of each other, and now they are on the parallel of each other, and they say same things, they do same things, their decisions are same. So the quarrel, the fight between your souls and your spirits finished, is over from that moment on, and the peace and order there is from now on inside of your bodies. An internal peace and order has been founded inside of your body, your inside world, your internal world. And Allah open your soul's heart's eyes. You can see beyond of the physic. Not those eyes, but your heart eye. And you can hear what Allah say to you. And you are owner of hikmat. And you are owner of continuous zikr. You know, whenever you any verse, any ayat of the Quran Karim you see, you know this ayat belongs to which stage of the 28th stage. And you are owner of higher. Higher mean is that every time you make goodness, you don't make any badness. It's impossible. At that position you can see only the ground stage of the world. But one day Allah start to show you the first flat of the heaven. You can see that it's mean you are owner of the Ikhlas post. This is the 6th post of the Velayat of the sainthood. And you start to see the first stage, and after that 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 6th, 5th, 6th and 7th stage, and the door of conqueror, and after you will see the faith cells and the mother book, Kitab, and then you will see the sea of power and Kudret Denizi and in other systems, and the cells of zikr, and at the end Sitratul Muntaha. In the presence of Allah there is a peak point. This is the Sitratul Muntaha. There is a tree there. Its root is not inside of the soil, inside of the ground, but the sky. And so that you came the last position. Whenever Allah show all of them, Allah invite you to make a kind of promise to Allah. Whenever Allah invites you to make repentance, the presence of Allah, in the presence of Allah, Allah says something to you and you repeat it at that position. Its repentance name is Tövbe-i Nasuh. Nasuh, repentance. Nasuh, repentance means this repentance don't change, don't violate, because you haven't your inside of your souls any badness, any calamities that these calamities violates Allah's restrictions and don't obey Allah's order. There isn't any calamities inside of your soul's heart. So all of your soul's heart fill up with goodness, with fazl, with virtues, and those are obey all kinds of Allah's order and don't violate Allah's restrictions. And start a new station before you, in front of you. This is the Salah Maqam. This is the peak point of the Velayat. The Salah Maqam consists of 7 levels. At the first 4 levels, you are going up and up and up. And after first level, you becomes the servant of Allah. But whenever you become owner of the Salah post, Salah Maqam, at that position, at the beginning of that position, you become slave, you become servant of Allah. And during the first 4 levels, you become certainly servant of Allah. But every time you feel to be servant of Allah is not sufficient, is not enough for you. Because whenever you look at Allah gives you the worlds and you can give to Allah very little things. And when you compare them to each other and you feel sorry because you cannot give anything to Allah, and Allah gives you all of the universe. From that moment on, you start to would you like from Allah. Allah accept you as a slave more than servant. At the 5th level of the Salah Maqam, you would like to pray Allah who tied your will, and Allah accept. If Allah accepts this praying, Allah tied up your will. Your irada. And this is the 5th level of the Salah Maqam. And after that, Allah take up your will. This is the 6th level of the Salah Maqam. At the 5th Maqam, that tied up your irada, your will, at that positions you cannot give to yourself orders to do something, but every orders will come from the Allah. And every minute you must ask from Allah what you will do. And every time Allah gives His order to you, Allah's order to you, and you obeyed all of them. And whenever Allah tied up after take out your will, you haven't will from that moment on. You haven't your own will. You depend on Allah, Allah's will. And that positions Allah sends Allah's order every minute, every second. You start to taking orders from Allah and implement them, and to implement them, to carry out them, and so that you became a slave of Allah. This is the sixth level of the Salah Maqam. For all of the human beings can come that level. This is the last position for all human beings. But the ages of prophets, the prophets goes to the seventh stage of the Salah Maqam, and they are dependent on Allah's will, and they cannot say anything they cannot do anything from His will. Allah makes speak them, Allah makes do them something. And this is the post of the Salah Maqam. It belongs to only prophets. And after the Prophet Hazreti Muhammad Mustafa Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, there isn't prophet in the world, and there will not be to the doomsdays, up to doomsdays. But one of the messenger, Allah choose one of them, because all of the nations has messengers among them, and one of them are chosen by Allah and gives for that gentleman to be owner of that situation. That's Maqam, the seventh level of the Salah. And at that position, they cannot do anything, they cannot say anything themselves. But Allah makes say them, Allah make do them. At the last third stage, third level of the Salah Maqam is to be slave of Allah. And I pray to Allah for all of you, one day you will honor of this maqam, this post, to be slave of Allah. The lesson today is finished here, my dear friends, my dear students. Al-Fatiha ma'as salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad.